Hi, good afternoon. Welcome to Business. My name is Darrell Kwao. Deputy Finance Minister Kweku Kwarteng says government is in full support of moves by the National Insurance Commission to recapitalize the industry. According to him, the sector plays a key role in the financial services industry, hence the need for a strong foundation to deliver on its mandate. Mr. Kwarteng was addressing the Joy Business Financial Services Forum in Accra.
In developed countries, penetration rates are above 15%, and indeed, insurance companies own most of the banks. Unfortunately, the reverse is the case in Ghana's economy. To enable the sector improve its penetration, the industry must not only emphasize on recapitalization, but also improve its corporate governance and risk management culture. Insurance companies must be adequately capitalized to ensure that they are strong, efficient, and profitable. Poorly capitalized companies are unlikely to handle huge transactions, especially in the emerging oil and gas sectors. As part of Ghana's financial sector policy initiatives, and as we stated in the 2018 budget and economic statement, government is undertaking pensions and insurance sector reforms aimed at directing funds in these sectors through the capital market for efficient utilization and development. This will position the insurance sector as one of the major institutional investors on the Ghana Stock Exchange. It will also enable banks to have access to long-term funds by channeling structured short-term funds through the capital market.
And we'll have more from that forum on the marketplace at the top of the hour. Now, competition in the 4G mobile space is expected to become intense in the coming days. This is because mobile operator Vodafone has now launched its enhanced internet service. And guess what? MTN, the market leader, has also adored what it calls 4G Plus, which it claims is 20 times faster than the current data offering. But is it because of the competition they expect from Vodafone? That's a question we posed to Chief Executive of MTN Ghana, Selom Adadivo.
We are in a competitive environment, but ultimately our strategy and our destiny is defined by us, right? It's taken us 6 months to implement this, way before the plans of the other competitors. So this is really about MTN and not about the competition.
Let's look at even the 4G itself that you're offering, and I cannot establish technically from the provision of the service point, but from the customer experience. There are people who still complain about accessibility, even though they have a 4G enabled handset. Why is MTN not concentrating on that one rather than coming up with an enhanced service again, whilst depriving those who are even going to restrict themselves to 4G of not being able to access that service very well?
Actually, this 4G Plus actually solves a part of that problem. Part of the accessibility issue is to do with the configuration of something called bands on handsets. So not every handset has the band to use the 4G service. 4G Plus actually expands the range of devices that can utilize 4G. So this is actually increasing the coverage in terms of accessibility for customers because of the different bands that it supports.
In other news, the Ghana Beekeepers Association has called for financial and infrastructural support to enable them meet growing demand for honey in the country. The association, which is able to produce only 18 metric tons of honey a year, says the volume is not enough for 2 pharmaceutical manufacturing companies in Ghana. Oscar Nate is the General Secretary of the Beekeepers Association. He is advocating establishing factories under the 1D1F program to close the gap. He spoke to Joy Business.
Additionally, we are unable to meet the local demand. Moreover, honey is expensive here in Ghana than exporting. I mean, that the market's outside. So it doesn't make economic sense to export it. I am sure you are aware that Casaprecon launched a product, the Royal Honey Bee drink. And they need huge volumes, Casaprecon as a company alone. And there are other beverage companies which might be. So the local demand, even the direct consumption, honey consumption directly, is so huge. So if you go to Kuala right now, you find some honey has been imported to supplement what we produce locally. So we are not able to meet the supply, we are not able to supply enough to meet the demand locally. So for me, it doesn't make sense. Though I have demands from outside, but when we are able to produce, we up our capacity to a certain stage where we are producing like 522 metric tons. The project I submitted to 1D1F, for instance.
All right, and remember that we've got more business news for you at the top of the hour. That's it for business. It's back to Daniel.
Hi, Darrell, and that was some very interesting submissions we heard from the Joy Business Financial Services
Yes,
sector.
to do with recapitalization, and the motive is to ensure that there's a solid foundation for all insurance firms.
Of course, and we trust that you enjoyed those discussions as you've been educated yourself.